What can be said about this level of narcissism?
After the mega flop that was Snow White, many folks out there thought that Rachel Zegler's career could be at a stop.
What an idiot I've been.
Well, folks, we're here to tell you that we have the data, we have the news. It is looking like Rachel Zegler's opportunities in Hollywood are officially on life support.
Okay, something just snapped. Like, totally unhinged. After months, yes, literal months, of behind-the-scenes tension, petty jabs disguised as PR, and those oh-so-subtle social media digs, Hollywood's golden girl Rachel Zegler is now the talk of the town. For all the wrong reasons. Word on the boulevard? She's allegedly been banned. Yep, banned from a bunch of high-profile studio events, and honey, this time there's no glossy press release to sweep it under the rug. The spin cycle has officially short-circuited, because when studios start pulling your name from the guest list faster than a Netflix password crackdown, you know it's real. No more smoke and mirrors. The game's changed completely.
Take some of this upon yourself. You don't have to grovel. You don't have to beg, but you screwed up.
So here's what the insiders are whispering, yelling behind closed doors. Rachel's name quietly erased, wiped off guest lists, gone from red carpet roll calls, even press previews, darling. And this isn't your B-list wine and cheese event. We're talking the big leagues. Summer blockbuster showcases, award season warm-ups, secret A-list mixers. You know the kind of soirees where careers are made over champagne flutes and subtle nods. One source, brutally honest, she's not welcome, not now, maybe not ever. And the wildest part, this didn't even begin as a PR punishment. Oh no, it started as a trust issue. Apparently studios were already talking about yanking her invites even before rehearsals for Evita went full meltdown mode. But after what reportedly went down on that cursed set, gloves were off. She's now officially the poster girl for unpredictable, and get this, some PR experts are warning their clients not to be seen in public with her. Yeah, not because she's toxic, because she's contagious. That's not just exclusion, that's full-blown brand quarantine.
And oh my God, as a huge Disney fan, it was so exciting to finally get to go to D23. Yeah. I live on the East Coast, so I was never able to go, and also tickets sell out like in a flash.
And Rachel, she's vanished. Poof. No edgy tweet, no cryptic lyric drop on Instagram, not even a sassy emoji-laden clapback, just silence. And if you know Rachel, you know that silence is basically a 5-alarm fire. It's not just a vibe, it's a red flag. This fall from grace, swift and brutal. 1 minute she's front and center in a legacy musical hailed as the next big Broadway to Hollywood crossover queen. The next, iced out, like completely ghosted by the very studios that once branded her as the future of the industry. But let's get one thing straight. This isn't just about one messy project. Nope. This is about everything that's been brewing, the weird interviews, the passive-aggressive backlash, the whispers that refuse to die. Now that the studios are finally making moves, the question on everyone's lips is crystal clear. What really exploded behind the scenes of Evita that made Tinseltown slam the brakes?
You are given a golden goose opportunity, and that golden goose is belly up. So what do you do?
Here's the tea. Evita was supposed to be her fresh start, her big reset, the role that would shut the haters up, polish her rep, and prove she could lead without kicking up a PR storm. But guess what? That dream went up in flames before the first curtain call. From day one, the tension on set was palpable. We're talking diva drama, creative clashes, skipped rehearsals, you name it. According to insiders, it got toxic real quick. And while the official narrative is all sunshine and vague quotes about artistic challenges, the people who were actually there, they're painting a very different picture. Apparently, she clashed with directors, rolled in late like she owned the place, and even demanded script changes right in the middle of the production.
It was so exciting to go, and my mom was super jealous because my mom is the reason I'm a Disney fan.
By week 3, one poor production assistant said every day felt like a countdown to disaster. But it wasn't collaboration anymore, it was damage control in a ball gown. And her defenders, they're starting to run out of things to defend. It gets worse. One insider dropped this bomb. Every single day felt like it could be the last straw. That's not the vibe any studio wants for the face of a high-stakes revival like Evita, especially one so drenched in legacy and expectation. But here's where it gets icy. The crew, they started bailing.
I mean, the first cartoon came out 85 years ago, and so to be able to, 85 years later, be the first Disney live-action version of that is so incredible.
First whispers that a key co-star just walked off set, then a cryptic Insta story from a longtime choreographer, followed by an unfollow spree that, yes, included Rachel. There weren't confirmations, of course, but in Hollywood, sweetie, you don't need confirmation. It's all about implication. And the Rachel Zegler narrative, it was unraveling fast before the press caught a whiff. Before the studio suits started pulling away like rats from a sinking ship, the fallout absolutely radioactive. The same studios that once fought to cast her were now trying to erase her like a bad credit score.
I grew up on Disney films on the VHS tape. I was terrified of the original cartoon when I was a kid.
Internally, conversations flipped from how do we support her to how do we survive this. And no, this wasn't announced at a press junket or leaked in a headline-grabbing memo. This was a quiet, terrifyingly quiet pivot, a whisper campaign through agents, PR handlers, and hushed Zoom calls. According to multiple sources, as soon as Evita started becoming a PR horror show, at least 2 major studios had closed-door convos about scrubbing Rachel from the public scene. Just like that, invites gone. Publicists ghosted her. She just stopped showing up because her name stopped being added in the first place.
So honestly, it's just like getting to work through the terrifying trauma that I had from watching the original cartoon.
One executive said it straight up. We can't afford another headline. She's too volatile. Ouch. That's not just shade. That's an industry coffin nail. And listen, this isn't a formal blacklist. It's something even colder. Strategic distancing. The kind that erases you without ever saying your name. No statements, no apologies, just a slow, bone-chilling fade into Hollywood oblivion. Of course, her reps are scrambling. Scheduling conflicts, they say. Cute. One studio insider laughed at that. We know exactly what's happening. And just in case you're wondering which events were affected, oh, buckle up. There was a massive summer movie junket. She was supposed to be front and center. Lead talent, VIP pass, the works. 2 days before, her name vanished from the call sheet.
I'm a very talented, capable individual. I'm here for a reason. I can do it.
Then came a glitzy streaming summit. Again, Rachel was on the early lineup until she wasn't. No notice, no statement, just delete it. And it's not just where she's missing, it's who is going mute. Studio Twitter accounts that used to retweet her every mood swing, silent. Castmates that once flooded her feed with love, quiet as a tomb. It's not a coincidence, this is a calculated freeze out. And if her team knows, which they definitely do, they're walking a tightrope without a safety net. Because in Hollywood, the red carpet doesn't just say who's attending, it screams who's winning. And lately, Rachel's name has been conspicuously missing. And girl, it's not just the carpets, it's the clothes too. One insider from a major fashion house let it slip. Rachel had fittings lined up, stylists were prepped, dresses were pulled, the glam team was ready. Then, bam, canceled. No warning, no excuse, no cute little can't make it email, just ghosted.
Up off.
The internet is not my biggest fan. It never has been, but especially isn't these days. I've made some stupid choices.
And this wasn't some minor Fashion Week sideshow. This was a red-hot designer, a major streaming film gala, and Rachel was supposed to be one of the headliners. Her castmates showed up, posed for cameras, did the interviews, mingled with the press. Rachel? In mind like she never existed, not even a whisper of her name. Then Cannes happened, oh that Cannes. There was buzz online, rumors flying on film Twitter, a studio panel, international talent showcase, global exposure. Fans swore she'd be there, stylists teased it, but when the final lineup dropped, gone. Replaced by a last-minute addition no one saw coming.
What an idiot I've been as a young person in this industry who has no filter and no idea what she's doing.
That kind of swap doesn't just happen. It takes meetings, emails, panic. Strategic omission, plain and simple. Because let's be real, red carpets aren't just about outfits, they're endorsements. And nobody wants to stamp their brand next to chaos. At this point, it's crystal clear no studio wants to be caught endorsing Zegler. One publicist even called her PR napalm. Can you imagine? That's not shade, that's full combustion. They said she's a risk not worth managing. And trust me, these are the same people who spin cheating scandals and secret babies for a living. If they can't clean it, it's bad.
I'm like so ready to just throw my phone away. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I know it's gonna happen.
And it's not just the suits going silent. The people, the friends, the colleagues, the once adoring crew, they've evaporated. No selfies, no shout outs, no happy birthday queen energy. In a town that lives on likes, that kind of silence is its own brutal headline. Sources are now whispering that our ensemble film cast, they've been explicitly told not to talk about Evita. One actor was allegedly told to pivot away from Zegler questions in interviews. Pivot. That's PR code for abort mission, avoid the landmine. And it's not just the cast distancing.
At some point. And everyone's gonna get mad at me and they're gonna be like, no, or they'll be thrilled and be like,
thank God Rachel's getting off.
It's producers, stylists, influencers, creatives, radio silence. Remember that director who once called her the future of cinema? Hasn't liked a single post in weeks. These aren't petty observations. They're red flags in an industry where your social media is your resume. Even more haunting, a rumored appearance at a charity gala, poof, canceled, no statement, no mention, just gone. A cause she campaigned for, y'all, and still not even a wish you were here. That kind of blackout isn't accidental. That's Hollywood shutting a door and pretending it was never open in the first place. And listen, we live in a post-Me Too, post-PR cleanup world.
It was a magical time, and I'm a Disney princess, and it was just very magical.
Image is currency. And right now, Zegler's currency is tanking. And that nickname, the circus, it's stuck. Cast and crew used it as code for the Zegler-led chaos they were drowning in, and it didn't stop there. Late call times, missing entirely with zero explanation. One choreographer had to restage an entire sequence because Rachel flat out refused the blocking. Why? She claimed authenticity issues. Allegedly, she even rewrote dialogue without clearance. Let that sink in.
I can only make grilled cheese.
That sounds right.
This girl does not deserve a feature-length film.
Actors don't do that, ever. At one point, a vocal coach reportedly threatened to walk unless a mediator was brought in. Not a choreographer, not a stage manager, a mediator. That's how wild things got. And then came the moment, the infamous blow-up. Rumors say she and a veteran Broadway legend got into it so loud people could hear it down the hall. That actor packed up, left the building, never seen again, not on cast lists, not in promo pics. Gone like a ghost. The producers, they tried to salvage the mess, but the storm had already reached the executives, and once it hit their inboxes, the calls weren't about managing her anymore. They were about minimizing her. The brand damage was just too big. The risk, too real. And just like that, Rachel went from rising star to career hazard. And here's where it gets tragically ironic. In crisis PR, timing is everything. But Rachel's team, they were blindsided. One insider close to a major talent agency confessed they seriously thought this whole Evita disaster would stay inside the Broadway bubble. Oh honey, they didn't realize it was about to burst open across Hollywood.
Last time I checked, I'm old as hell.
And Rachel's usual escape route? Social media snark, witty captions, Gen Z cryptic lyrics, radio silent, no tweets, no Instagram stories, no viral TikTok edits, nothing. That's not retreat, that's surrender. And her fans are spiraling because the worst part, no one is stepping up to defend her. Not a single vague Rachel is committed to her craft statement, not a lone industry pal tweeting a hang in there, not even a tired denial from the studio she's still technically attached to, nothing. Just a haunting, echoing silence. But here's the twist. Not everyone is celebrating. A vocal group of defenders has rallied hard. They say she's being targeted, scapegoated for behavior that men get applauded for. If she were a guy, one TikTok user declared they'd be calling her method. That clip, over 2 million views and climbing. The internet is divided, and it's getting emotional. Some fans are heartbroken. They saw Rachel as the future, the breakout talent who'd be unshakable. Others, not so generous. Too smug, they say. Too self-righteous. One fan account even shut down, posting one final message: "We can't keep defending what doesn't want to be saved." Brutal. It gets uglier. A fashion brand that used to dress her for premieres, quietly pulling back. They're allegedly shifting focus to safer, quieter, on musical stars. One stylist posted this cryptic jab: "No one wants a return on chaos." No tags, no names, but everyone knew exactly who she was talking about, because in this business, relevance is currency. And Rachel, her credit is declining fast. Not long ago, she was hailed as the next big thing, a future Oscar darling. Now, even indie film producers are backing away. That sparkle Hollywood once saw in her, it's dulled. Public goodwill, evaporating. Industry confidence in free fall. And with the Evita drama still sizzling, Rachel's next move has to be flawless, not good, perfect. One wrong tweet, one awkward soundbite, one more diva rumor, and she's not just paused. She's done. Watching from the sidelines as the spotlight rolls past her. So where is she really? Not just physically, emotionally, spiritually, professionally. Because this isn't just missing some events. This is Hollywood deciding to move on without her. Will she reclaim her narrative or let it slip through her fingers, locked out by the same doors that once flung open? Is this a cautionary tale of too much fame, too fast, or the slow burning beginning of the comeback Hollywood didn't see coming? Let us know what you think. Is Rachel Zegler being unfairly punished, or are the consequences finally catching up to her? And most importantly, can she still turn this around? Be sure to like, subscribe, and stick around, because the next story, you're not ready.